Esoteric Mondays, energy signatures, and the spirit behind everything. What's the deal, family? What's the deal? Dream Lines here for another one. Yes, sir, family. I want to dive deep into the fold. And today, H-Taz, stand up, baby. Ugh. I'm from the South. I got them diamonds in my mouth. From the South. I got them diamonds in my mouth. Yeah, H-Time, what up? 713 day. And look, 713 is an area code in the H, right? And today is 713 or 713 day. And Zero's actually dropping his album or his video today, which is absolutely fire to, pull it off 20 years later or whatever it is. And, just make it a staple for the city, an energy signature for the city. But we'll get into that. 713 is the area code for the H, right? 281, 713. What's the other one? They just made a new one, 346, something like that, right? And y'all drop y'all area codes in the chat so I can see how fly y'all shit is. Anyway, 7, right, is the chakras. We know that 7 C's, 7 emotions, 7 continents, conquering your earthly energies, which is the 7 chakras. And then the 13th is the Christ consciousness 1. The 12 following the 1, which is the 13th, which is Jesus, or we know metaphysically the esoteric, or the Christ 1, which is you.
Message.
So that means H-Town, baby, is a spiritual city, baby. Straight up and down. I can't make it up. What? Houston, stand up. And, I wanted to do this bill because, again, like, there's energy signatures in everything, right? There's a spiritual energy signature in everything. And spiritual energy is just what animates you, what animates the city, the people, an idea, right? Remember, your spirit is what animates you. So we just got to understand to the core that there's different vibrational pitches in every city, place, people, ideas, religion, sex, all of that. And essentially, you have an energy signature from your particular city, state, place you were born in. Now, we don't want to hold on to these particular energy signatures that doesn't serve us, right? Because again, sometimes we are born into particular places, which is important to understand that reason why you were born there, right? But again, we want to move into a space of unlocking and unfolding our own self journey, right? But there is a reason why you were born where you were born.
Message.
And we got to understand that to the core. There's a very, very important reason why you were born where you were born. And in understanding the energy of that signature and understanding the energy of the people, the music, the ideas, the symbols, right? You can actually do your big one by, transforming why you came down there to learn that particular energy and unlocking and enlightening your true being.
Message.
Lately, I've been jamming a lot of H-Town music. I don't know what it's been because I've been off that shit for a while. But for the past month or month and a half, I've just been jamming H-Town stuff, right? Screwed and Chopped, Zero, Fat Pat, you feel me? Big Mo, right? I don't know what my whole spirit just been like. Because usually when I'm in the gym, I'm jamming either my audio auto suggestion or some soul music. You know what I'm saying? I still be on my D'Angelo and shit. But lately, the past month and a half, man, I'm talking about it just been engulfing my whole being. You feel me? Especially the sensei, right? Um, so I don't know what that's been. I don't know what's going on with my energy, right? But then I stepped back and looked at it. I said, "Oh shit, I got it," because I've been thinking a lot, right? And I've been moving into a space of over analyzing my physical body because I've been on this kind of health kick tip, and I've been weighing myself and seeing how much I weighed and shit like that, right? And eating at a particular time, eating at 1, stopping eating at 6:30, and I've been just doing that consistently since for the past, let's call it, 3 months. And then that H-Town music came on in my life, crazy. The spirit just said, "Oh, come here." I said, "Oh, okay, I got you, spirit. I see what that is." That's me communicating with myself to tap into my old childlike spirit energy and stop taking things so serious.
Message.
Fall into the space of, you know, understanding that there's ebbs and flows in this thing, and you being all so serious and strung out about a pound or two and all this other shit is not serving your greater good.
Message.
So when I fell into that particular energy signature of going back to the music I listened to, I'm still jamming. I jammed it, of course, today because it's 713 day, but I was in a trance, boy. That H Town feels so good, nigga. I'll just tell you what it is. God damn. Shit. What's up, Jock? What's up, CC? Leah, what's good? King Lemieux, Cosmic. Yeah, we in here. We in here. What's good? What's good? What's good, Dr. Lakey? Rodney is. Y'all, what's up, babe? Y'all put y'all's, you know what I want y'all to do? Put an H-Town artist in the chat and I'll decode them on the spot. Anybody y'all know from the H, put them in the chat and I'll decode them on the spot. Matter of fact, let me do this and let me pin them because, I didn't want to just uh, make this whole thing about H-Town. This build is going to be really about, what I'm saying? It's going to be really about energy signatures and understanding the energy signature in everything. So H-Town is where NASA is at, and we got oil fields and that whole kind of vibration, right? But there's something deeper and something more meaningful, right? And you can see it in your team's logos too. You got to understand that that's a part of your energy signatures as well. The team logos. So the Houston Rockets is what? A rocket. That means you're blasting off. You're taking off. A Houston Astro means you're Astro. You're out of this world. And then the Texans keep us in this Southern hospitality, humble state, staying grounded. And remember, energy signatures, the unique identifying physical, metaphysical, or data driven pattern emitted, consumed, or left behind by a person, object, or system. So, one of the biggest energy signature in the H is our music. And our music, I'm telling you, maybe it's just my bias. Obviously, it could be my bias, but I don't know how to explain it. These niggas are masters of the universe. And I'm talking about absolutely a beautiful thing when you know and see who these people are. Like if you're part of the H and you understand the culture and the ideology of it, right? See, I get it. Jay-Z just had his whole New York thing, and people quantify New York as where rap started and stuff like that. But I'm telling you about that soul rap, baby. It's something about us. And look, this is a Jamaican kid that could have been born anywhere. My mama could have moved anywhere. She sure enough born in the H. You feel me? Chose the H, born in the H, raised in the H. So naturally, right? I got to be able to identify, okay, why did my spirit choose H-Town? What was so important for me to be screwed and chopped? Why do I have to be slow, loud, and banging? Right? Why did I have to ride slabs, top and bottom grill, so on and so forth? Nigga, I remember jamming or listening back into the radio and stuff, and that 25 lighters on my dresser, yes sir. I gotta be paid. Kiki, DMD, and Pat. And essentially, I thought that was like a nationwide song. I didn't know it was an H-Town thing because we just had the radio, and I thought that was, what I'm saying? Nigga, that shit was in a trance in the H everywhere. For the longest as a kid growing up, that's all I knew because what I'm saying, we didn't have cable, and we just in the 97.9 The Box would just play, what I'm saying, H-Town stuff. It was essentially H-Town and Louisiana stuff. So naturally growing up, you start to just recognize all these masters, all these senseis, all these dons, Kiki, Fat Pat, Big Mo, right? Bun B and Pimp C, all of that whole kind of collective energy, Scarface, of course, and they just be embedded into your spirit. But remember, this is an illusion, and in this illusion, everything is everything, and everything is working out the way it's supposed to work out, uh, uh, and giving you a play of why you came down here into this earth realm. We gotta understand where we were born at has a significant play in us breaking out and from the reincarceration cycle. If you don't want to come back to Earth, you're gonna have to understand why you were born in the particular city. There is no coincidence, and there is no such thing as an accident. You was born in your particular city for a particular reason, and you got to understand it to the core. Okay, you already started dropping people, huh? Okay, let's go. All right, hold on. Let's see who we got first. Pimp C. That one's easier, King. God damn. Pimp, that's just our pimping culture. Right? Pimp C, the pimping culture in Houston. The players energy in the H. I'm still a player, under nine player. I'm just trying to do something right. So you can hear it every single rapper, especially the SUC, the screwed up click niggas, all of them niggas, just player energy. You feel me? I'm chilling with my broad, and you already know. Down low. What? You feel me? We in this thing. Yeah, that's what I just said, Chad. Let's see who we got. Who we got? The group H sound. Ah, shit, CC. God damn. We talking about the rag. God damn. Megan the Stallion. All right, I know y'all not from the H. God damn. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And Megan the Stallion actually represents a huge, significant part of the H. Like, she represents the beautiful women in the H. You feel me? The strip club culture, the twerking, the particular energy of bad bitch. You feel me? Because we do got them down here. Trust and believe. So she's a staple of that. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of them actually. When you just zoom out and understand, like, a lot of our a lot of the goddesses that were strippers, because I was in the mix, right? So a lot of them became stars in their own right. Johnny Blaze, Just Brittany, Mariah, Michelle. I was in the mix like crazy. Trust me, nigga. And it was a beautiful thing to witness and be a part of that shit. Just seeing these goddesses turn up and take off. You know what I'm saying? Into their own stardom thing in their own reality. Yeah, it was absolutely fire. South Park Mexican SPM, shout out to the guy. You know, he got caught. He came to my elementary school back in the day. It was crazy. And he was kind of getting booed off for some reason. We was booing him or whatever. And he started crying. I remember that. Not saying shout out to the God though, you feel me? Uh, but SPM just kind of represents the Hispanic culture in Houston, right? Because we got a strong Hispanic culture in Houston, and we got to make sure that is represented as well. Even with the new kid, what's the new kid name? OT Mexico was the new kid in the H. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like an old H Town nigga, so like all that Sauce Walker and shit, Travis Scott shit. I get it, right? You know, shout out to the guys, but you know, I'm that whole screwed up clique. You know what I'm saying? Devin the Dude type shit. You feel me? But SBM had a big staple in the H just based off of the Mexican culture, and we got it, and they are a huge uh, idea of the hard working energy because that nigga was a hard working nigga as well too. You feel me? He got caught up into some shit, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. 3 Summers, who is that? Bun, uh you know, Bun is just that, right? He's like, look at his name, Bun, and now this nigga making burgers. Bun B. Ha, what? Um Burger, you know, he the entrepreneurial spirit, right? The Bun, that whole UGK energy, right? That was a whole movement at the time. And Bun was kind of like the Southern hospitality. Bun is kind of like your grandpa or like your uncle. You feel me? He gonna keep it real player and tell you the truth. Pimp C was more out there with it and more of that particular energy. Bushwick Bill represents that gnome energy. You feel me? We gotta know that for a fact. The little guy, ha, this nigga here, Bushwick, was something different. Hold on, I got him on this flyer. Hold on, look at that little nigga. He got on that hat. I be wearing them sun hats. So Bushwick Bill was a very important energy too, as well as like the little men, the what we used to call them, these little gnome gods. You feel me? Um, which is a very important energy as well. The fairies. You feel me? The fairies are very important ideas, especially when we're talking about negative ions. So H Town is one of those cities, right, that you know speaks a certain language. Every city speaks a certain language. Your environment teaches you lessons, right? And these lessons are connected to your soul's journey. You gotta understand to the core, like you wouldn't see. I started realizing that when I'm like, oh, okay. My partners and shit started saying, why your mom talk like that? I'm like, what nigga? Fuck you talk about? You know what I'm saying? I didn't really recognize it, but she had that strong accent. Single mom, whatever, raising 2 boys in the hood and shit, right? I didn't realize, oh, my mama was different than everybody else's mama until we started spending the night at people's house and shit. Then I started to recognize, oh, okay, wow, I am a little different in the cultural standpoint thing. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I'm H Town down. You feel me? Like everything about me was the H, screwed and chopped, everything, right? So then that understanding, and then having Muslim brothers on my walls, right? Seeing Christian iconography in other people's homes, white Jesuses and stuff, just keeping it real. Then my mama taking me to a Christian church, I had to really understand because I was getting confused about what was going on. So I started breaking down the codes and understanding that, okay, I'm not none of this shit. I'm here to experience and understand something deeper. And in me, you know, walking that walk and moving into the particular awareness of me being a soul being having this human experience, I was able to let go of that H Town vibration that was strangleholding me for so long, right? And move into, okay, who am I? right? And these patterns will give you clues on something bigger than just an identity. Now, again, you came down here to learn about, that particular environment and energy signature, whatever your city might speak to you. Florida, New York, like New York, they be sort of busy or whatever, fast paced, fast moving. You got to understand why you're in that particular space, right? H-Town, we slow down, screwed and chopped. Why do we like our music slow? Why is everything slower, right? What am I here to learn about that particular being patient, right? Taking my time at ease. You feel me? Um, Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? They got an initiative. California, they have a particular initiative. Hollywood and all of this bright light, stardom type of thing. So whenever you look back, pan out, and understand, right, there's something bigger than just you be born in that city. You could actually understand yourself that much more. You feel me? So I want the family to understand that, right? And everything has a myth. Everything is a story. There's a story behind your city, behind these uh superhero rappers that I just named, right? There's a story behind them. And you just gotta understand what the story is. And y'all keep on dropping y'all H-Town rappers down. Cause I can decode. Y'all didn't even drop nobody yet. I'm like, damn, y'all ain't dropping nobody I fuck with. God damn. Um, and myths is a big thing, right? And we gotta understand what a myth is, because when you see like these brothers right here, this H Town swag thing, right? You understand that there are living mythologies. Well, a lot of them transition, but they're living mythologies. Now, I like to start with, obviously, we got to start with Scarface because he's the OG of this thing. And Scarface is basically that huge symbol of of us being um storytellers, right? Of us being your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, of us being like a living legend. You feel me? That's what Scarface kind of represents to me. He always represented that mystique of like, wow, this is like, wow, yeah, the God. You feel me? Like the Jay-Z and all of them, that's their favorite rappers. So who is Scarface to, you know what I'm saying? That's what this nigga represented, like an enigma type shit. Fat Pat represented that Osar energy because he transitioned at such a young age, 99, before we got into this 2000 thing, when I was in 8th grade, 7th grade. And he always represented to me like, wow, he is invisible, but his music is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it was like nigga Osar energy for real. Like that nigga was the Osiris of the H. Like he was speaking to you without even being alive. And he was speaking in such of like, y'all go get them Pat tapes because God bless nigga. I remember I had that. You remember the tape recorder things, right? Well, damn, how old am I? And we had the little tapes. You put it in, you press record, and then you can record the songs on the radio. I was doing that shit to get my Pat, all that screwed up click shit. You feel me? And it's huge. You know what I'm saying? That SUC was a big thing, especially where I'm at in the H in the South, and like that. These living legends that we see in Big Pokey, ESG, Fat Pat, obviously DJ Screw, Kiki, of course, right? Um, these are our OGs that was pushing us into an understanding of how we supposed to conduct ourselves. You feel me? And the South and the North in H Town was kind of always beefing. So whenever I would go to the North side, let's say I'm going to go fuck with a chicken shit, Nigga, I used to feel so weird. I don't know what it was, but we was beefing for a long time, the South and the North. You feel me? And essentially, that North Side shit just was like complete. It's like a different city to us in the South. I'm just being real. I'm just telling you what I lived through. And it was funny for a while, and then ESG and Slim Thug hooked up, right? And they dropped that classic fire song. Hold on, let's go to it. Let me see if I can find it for y'all. That kind of put H into, you know what I'm saying, into, yeah, candy coated. Yeah. Oh, they got a, I was about to say, they got a whole goddamn, hold on, let me see if I can find it. What was it? They did a lot of songs together. Candy coated excursion. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's get to it. Damn, I don't want to do it screwed and chopped, but fuck, you know me. I know I gotta keep it real. Maybe I'll do it. Let me see if I can find the regular version. Uh, they gotta screw and chop everything. God damn. Um. Oh. Fuck it. I'm gonna just play the screwed and chop version. See, that's how crazy this shit is. You can't even find a regular version. Hold on. Okay, I found one. Here we go. Here we go. Found one. Got it, coach. Check your boy out real quick. This kind of represents H Town when we came back into, you know, a certain frequency and shit.
True that. Check this out. It's going down over here on the south. Somebody come over there on the north and school. Down, boys ain't feel us in 9-9 with their brazen face. It's Y2K, baby. Know what I'm talking about? Candy coated, still putting it down, still swinging and banging, huh? Boys gon' feel us, man. Boys gon' feel us. What?
Have you ever seen her? Candy coated excursion.
Swinging back, still gripping grand. North side, man, south side, what? See, I'm a wide body roller with great remote controller. Blaze on Escalades, electric shots on Range Rovers. Man, the game over with me and Slim pull up. You see us floating on chrome with the styrofoam. I got an 8 in a leader, swinging on the field. In the video watching BET, I'm tripping off a cedar. Crystal margaritas, we some black beaters. Of all the size, can't ride in 2-seaters. Man, I need a excursion, all the navigator. My big body the knowledge squatting like a Florida gator. Tell them player haters, ESG on board. Get the cash and dance like my name was Peter Warren. I parallel park and get them sauce, cost some balls. Man, my rim costs more than some boss cost. Hit the bullet board with the 9 in my lap. Outside on the maps. Group tap.
Hey. I don't know about that, baby. Don't play. I don't know about that. Y'all leg. God damn. So this song right here definitely represents the age, especially when we came together. That whole North Side, South Side, you know, connection thing that happened with Slim Thug and his whole what was it, Mike Jones and all of them, right? Because I was, I'm South. You feel me? I'm just telling y'all what it is. And I get it. The North Side, they had something to say, and they were like the younger, newer kids on the block, right? Chameleonaire and Paul Wall. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. Like us in the South, we was, screwed up click and shit. Zero, Trey the Truth. And Zero and Trey is kind of SUC associated, but they not really, SUC to they are. I don't want to say I hear them boys come after. They are, fuck all that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But they younger, they in that between stage of getting to the big Mo's and Fat Pats and all of that, and the screw shops, which is fire because they did their big one with the West. You feel me? Like us 500 and Main niggas, 59 South. You feel me? That whole Southwest A-Leaf type shit, right? That's me, and that whole energy is a vibration. So yeah, understanding, right? Understanding this whole thing is about you understanding your energy signature and your myth, because everybody has a myth. You're a living, walking mythology, right? You are the living myth, right? And you just got to understand it to the core. Like your mythology is based off of your thoughts and your ideas of yourself.
Message.
Like, we got to understand this to the core. Like, the energy signature of your city, the energy signature of your environment, and your programming by your mama in them, because your mama is your biggest programmer, creates an energy signature that then creates a mythology in your mind. So now all of a sudden you might be living a mythology that doesn't serve your greater good, but you got to understand why you're living out that particular mythology to be able to come enlightened, aware, and remove all the programming of just trying to identify with a state or a city or a team. You feel me? Like, I love the Rockets, I love the Texans and all of that, right? But I ain't gonna identify with them. Let's hear this nigga Joe Budden talking about, yeah, we won. We talking about the New York Knicks. Yeah, we won. He said he crying and shit. I was like, all right, nigga, could take calm down, boy. You know what I'm saying? Boys really attach themselves to these teams. Like their whole, like, I want the Texans to win. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Houston Texan, fan and stuff like that. But I ain't going to attach myself to the team and shit. Because now I'm attaching myself to that energy signature of them being sorry. Guess what? And now I'm attaching, oh, we sorry this year, y'all. Oh, we're good this year. Right? So you want to be able to have an awareness of you being outside of the game and observing the game, not being energetically controlled by the game.
Message.
And remember, this group think dynamic is a thing that keeps you human, right? Everybody came down here in their individuality right to understand a specific mythos that you're carrying out in your mind. And this says you are the living myth. If you live with the myths in your mind, you'll find yourself always in mythological situations. They cover everything that can happen to you. And that enables you to interpret the myth in relation to life, as well as life in relation to myths. Joseph Campbell. Well, Joseph Campbell wrote a very, very good book, The Hero with 1,000 Faces. I suggest everybody try to read it if you can. But essentially what it's breaking down is that, you know what I'm saying, you have all these archetypical energies inside of you that's creating a story or a narrative of your hero's journey. And your hero's journey is just what we see in the movie The Matrix. Neo, you're going to choose red or the blue pill, right? And the real game is to break free of any kind of control and make your own story. Create your own myth, because you're a living mythological legend. I'm talking to you. You are a myth, a mythos, a fire mythos at that. And we got to understand that to the core. You feel me? What's up, Will? What's good? What's good? Houston has a specific sound for sure. Absolutely. Got me over here. Devin the Dude. That's my dude. You know, Devin is one of my favorite artists of all time. That Devin the Dude, Devin the Dude Screwed and Chopped. Oh my God. Like, I could not put that whole down. His first two, and that bitch came out in 99. So I'm fucking 7th grade. And he talking about weed and shit, but you could tell, like, the way Devin carries himself, he is a worldwide god, nigga. Anybody can relate to Devin. Like, go jam Devin the Dude's album. I'm telling you, you cannot miss with Devin. That whole album, Devin the Dude, Screwed and Chopped by Michael Watts, was absolutely a classic album. Actually, absolutely one of the best albums I ever heard. And yeah, and I was used to jam that shit on repeat like crazy. But Devin the Dude just represents that. He represents, like, nigga, I'm just existing here. You feel me? Do what the fuck you want to do, right? Do what the fuck you wanna do. Say what the fuck you wanna say. That's a tall tale sign to get out of other people's influences against you. And that's what we're talking about. People are trying to influence you to live in their myths.
Message.
You got to understand that to the core. People want you to live in their myths, in their story. See, everybody, especially on this YouTube streets, everybody's out here trying to prove an agenda and shit. Oh, this is what's going to happen. This is what it is. This is how you got to live and shit. This is why you got to carry it. Like, that might be true indeed to them. But again, everybody came down here in an individual journey to understand their individual experience.
Message.
When you see some of these people telling you this is how it has to be and shit like that, like, people can give you advice. That's cool, right? People give you advice, give you theories, give you whatever, right? But when you see a person saying, nah, this is what it is, fuck what y'all talking about, then you know that motherfucker is not really about what you on, or enlightening you. Feel me? Because again, only thing people on YouTube, especially like the spiritual people on YouTube, could do is give you an understanding of their experience and their ideologies and their ideas. All this, hey, look, this is what Donald Trump, I'm telling you, Donald Trump is doing this, and oh shit, look, this is how it's gonna end up, and look, this is what it is. That shit don't mean a motherfucking thing in the grand scheme of things. Because again, you got to remember, like, your individual walk of life is going to be your point of view, your perspective, and everything, right? So we can't make one size fits all in everybody, because again, that means we cookie cutter people, and we're not. We came down here to experience and grow and be enlightened in whatever journey we were supposed to embark on. So that's very important to understand. Your truth is your truth, family. You cannot be just defying your whole reality on somebody else's truth.
Message.
You have to think outside of the box and think for yourself. Thinking for yourself is you getting out of the peer pressured reality of social media influencers, your mama, your dad, your teachers, your pastor, whatever, right? Getting out of that ideology of, okay, they're right, let me listen to them. Who the fuck are they? They were born on earth just like you, nigga.
Sorry about you.
So again, you were born here as a boss, as a god, as a goddess, as somebody that has the sovereign right to think for himself and identify his understanding himself or herself. You have to have the courage to, hey, rule, to live out your myth and live it out according to your heart's desire.
Message.
I want the family to understand that to the core, because again, a lot of times what happens is you get influenced so much that you don't even know your own self. You feel me? You get lost in the sauce of somebody else's myth, and now you're looking up and you're just trying to figure yourself out. Remember, the subconscious mind understands symbols. So the way you understand who you are is by identifying these symbols. So like I just showed y'all, 713 is a symbol for the H, right? And that's 713 day today, right? Cool. So people that was born in Houston, like myself, has to understand the energy signature behind it and why they were born here and what's actually happening. You got to understand the logos of these teams, right? You got to understand the environment, right? That's a big deal. Like if you were born in the country or in the city, the speed of the city, right? And, the music, the culture, and the grand scheme of things. Are you born in a whole Black environment? Are you born in a multicultural environment? You feel me? All of those stuff matters in the grand scheme of things of you becoming more enlightened and understanding why you came down here, what purpose you have for being down here. So symbols go further than that, though. Like you can see your symbols all the time in your waking life, right? You randomly are thinking something, and then you click on a YouTube video, and this YouTube video is just speaking to you clear as day. That ain't no coincidence, family. That YouTube video is a sign from your higher self to give you information in the form of a symbolic representation message that's saying whatever the person is saying. Same thing when you see dates, right? You can see numbers on a license plate, and it'll give you a particular energy signature or symbol. You can see, you can put on your music, and they press shuffle, and it can randomly start saying something through the music. You feel me? So you got to be able to understand there's a human side and there's a spiritual side. And the spiritual side is you seeing past the veil. The veil is just this invisible layer of energy that's permeating our whole being, that's our higher self giving us clues and understandings of how to move next. Hell, I just seen a symbol today. I had to take a picture of it so I could show y'all how much the symbols come up. Look, there's somebody license plate today. See if it focuses. Come on, focus, family, focus. It says 666. There you go. 9666. This is me coming from the gym today. And I say, you know what? Let me take a picture of it and just show the family how quickly this car was. I was behind this car for like 2 lights. 666 is a 9 ether being. 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. 18 is 9. 9 ether being energy, right? Cool. What I was thinking in the particular moment was a specific energy in the form of, like me not being so how would you say, logical in my pursuit. Because, I've been in this logical pursuit of the gym and shit like that. Boom, I see that. I say, oh, thank you, Spirit. Get out of my own way. Chaos being, nigga. Go with the flow state. Don't be so stagnant and constricted. You feel me? Like, oh, you got to do this so perfect and shit like that, right? So that's what 9 ether beings is outside of this world. Thinking outside of the box and thinking beyond the mundane world. So I want to encourage the family to understand, like, your spirit is always communicating with you. Your higher self is with you right now. It's communicating to you right now. See, you might even think you ran this 713 video. I don't know, but something might come up for you later and it might make sense. You might click on a video later and the person just speaks clear as day to you in words. And you're like, oh shit, damn, that's what I need. Thank you, Spirit. See, whenever you see these symbolic messages, just say thank you, Spirit, because that synchronicity is your higher self communicating with you. Remember, you're in a big video game, and this video game is just you playing out a character to understand something more deeper about yourself.
Message.
I want the family to understand that. Influence yourself. Influence yourself by seeing the signs and symbols that's coming up for you in your waking life and also in your dreams. Dream supplements, baby. And also in your dreams. When you do that, your world will not be so randomized, right? When you learn to recognize energy signatures, life stops looking random. You begin reading reality instead of merely reading to or reacting to it. You begin reading reality instead of merely reacting to it. So a lot of times what happens is we're in such a human state of reactatory energy that we're not able to smell the flowers and enjoy the scene of what's happening. I had to do a 713 tape because I'm from the H. You thought I was going to talk about Jay-Z and shit? It's 713 day, boy. From H-Town, baby. You feel me? Screwed and chopped, top and bottom grill. You feel me? Slab riding. So that whole energy of me being from Houston and living out this mythos is something that I got to understand within myself. Why I chose this particular place. What is it serving me? And how do I move here from this next? So in my reality and realm of reason is that, okay, boom. Houston was important for me because in a past incarnation, I must have been moving too fast, right? So in this incarnation, I had to slow down and enjoy the breeze. You feel me? Screwed and chopped. To slow down and enjoy the music, enjoy the flow, and be in a kind of flow state instead of this rush vibrational state. And a lot of us might have that particular same outcome if you were born in the H. You feel me? Because again, we move very slow. And as you can see, I talk slow. And to some people, I talk slower than me. I never thought I talk slow, but okay. Y'all said that, hey, nigga talk real slow. Okay. Like, oh, damn. How bad, nigga? I'm screwed and chopped for real. You feel me? Memphis juking is very powerful. Yeah, see that Memphis juking thing is a whole cultural thing in Memphis that they have. And you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Today is my daughter's 19th. She was born in Memphis, 713. Hey, 07. God dang. Hey, Chef Curbs, that's fire. That's fire. 19. Yeah, damn, that 19 is definitely that 10 state in the zeros and ones is a motherfucker right now. Like right now, we gotta be creating our own thing, family. I cannot express that enough. You must be trying to create your own thing and do it with courage, do it with some kind of confidence and some kind of gumption about yourself. You feel me? Because again, like this whole reality is about you expressing yourself creatively. And that's a spiritual code for the family to understand. Like all these niggas from the H and shit, all these niggas, they like these boys right here express themselves so creatively. Like shit, rap just started. You feel me? And they express themselves so creative. It's absolutely amazing. You feel me? Like Big Mo is a big purple stuff, right? That's the crown chakra. See, all these niggas was big because of that drink. Big Pokey, ESG, Big Mo, right? Fat Pat. So we had a whole bunch of Buddha energy here. And these Buddha energies was calm, serene, real player type of vibration. And that vibrational energy is something that you got to understand. That's all I got in my home is Buddha. I got Buddhas around so we can be more peaceful and calm and serene. You feel me? You want to put your Buddhas around you. I'm more of a Shiva being just based off of, You know what I'm saying? I understand through the codes and through symbolic messages that I have to fall into the Shivatism. And that's more the disciplined, sound nature of the world, being out of the glamour, because I got an addictive personality. So like me doing all them drugs and shit was a big sign of me being in my Shiva discipline bag. Because the opposite polarity of, going over the deep end and just being high all the time and being fucked up all the time is discipline. So I had to fall into that Shivatism aspect where I'm more sound and serene. I get up at a certain time, make certain plays at a certain time, and so on and so forth. I put myself in a system so I can help myself win. And everybody should have a system for themselves so you can fall into your purpose driven work and what you're destined to be down here in this earth realm. Boom, tomorrow, family, Patreon family, I'm dropping this, Living in Your Purpose, tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Living in Your Purpose with the Hindu myths and living in your purpose. And I'm finally dropping this for the Patreon family tomorrow. So y'all check this out, Patreon family, because this is going to be fire for y'all to see how you can live in your purpose by identifying energy signatures in these Hindu gods. We've been talking about invocation in the Patreon and all of that. So I wanted to give this to the family to give y'all a deeper understanding of how far the rabbit hole goes when we talk about these myths. These myths are nothing but energy signature stories, symbolic stories to give you an understanding of yourself. And this understanding of yourself is beyond the human, right? It's your enlightened self. You feel me? It's you're removing yourself from the glamour and from the trying to be somebody and just be. So I'm excited for y'all to watch that. I can't wait to get y'all feedback on it and understand it to the core. Travis Scott resonates with Shiva. Absolutely. Travis Scott is in that Shiva energy as well. The Ghetto Boys. Yep. All of them boys. You feel me? See, Travis Scott and this whole, I be seeing, these young kids, these young rappers today in the H. What's the dude? Sauce Walker and shit. I fuck with the guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He fuck with one of my partners that just got Sosa Man and shit. Cool. Them niggas, they a little bit younger than me, right? They're like, 4 years younger than me or whatever. Cool. Man, it's a wave. There was a certain wave at a certain time when you had to catch it. You feel me? And I think, I was just at the edge of that wave where you can catch all that SUC shit. Now you can go back and look at it and observe it, but there was something else going on that was deeper. You feel me? Especially when you get into the strip club culture of this thing. So if you're 18 in 2004 and shit, you feel me? And you starting to mix and mingle in the whole scene. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole vibration that was going on that you had to catch. And that was a beautiful thing. But everybody has their own myths. Everybody has their own timelines. So my H-Town experience could be definitely different from the young kids' H-Town experience. Because Sauce Walker, I could see his vibration is more. You see how fast he moved and shit. That's because he, shout out to the guy, but that's because he's just trying to prove H-Town. You don't have to prove H-Town. We can see you, nigga. You feel me? Nigga, you don't gotta prove you from the H, nigga. We can see it. See, and I think them kids, the Travis Scotts, these Sauce Walkers and stuff, they just missed. It was like they were close, but they just missed it. And they probably was hearing it when we was feeling it. You feel me? Like, some kids, they young, they probably 4 or 5, or let's call it 6, 7, we hearing it 9, 10, 11. You feel me? So it's a different type of vibration that we're picking up on when we feeling it, and they kind of, okay, that's catchy. Let me play with my toys, my blocks again. Let me stop playing with y'all, man. Don Tolliver, he a creative one too as well. You know what I'm saying? H-Town, stand up. Yes, sir, family. Yes, sir. I love and appreciate y'all, man. Love and appreciate y'all until Wednesday. Wise Wednesday, family. We're going to dive deeper into the fold of more of the stuff we've been resonating with this thick face, black hearts, and really dive deep into the fold of why you need to move into your particular purpose driven so we can all transform, family. Remember, this is about transformation. And that's the end goal for everybody. Y'all know what it is, family. Peace to the gods.